Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. It's Tuesday, it's 6 Eastern, and you know what that means. It's time for another DraftKings Big Board Best Ball Draft. Tyler, they might as well call it the National Football Library because it was one of the quietest weeks of NFL news this week. Usually at the beginning of the show, we like to talk about the news, talk about what's going on. Was this one of the quietest weeks we've ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really quiet.
Nothing happened.
Literally, I don't think a single signing happened. A couple guys had visits, and then I think a couple guys had visits canceled, but literally nothing's really going on. I think the only little bit of news we could talk about, Spread, is we thought Kirk Cousins was going to be the guy in Cleveland. They're trying to rekindle some magic from a couple years ago. They went and got Flacco.
Yeah. Okay. So that was some news. Do you think there's say we already had a Brown stack? Is he worth the 20th round pick? I did that last year, and I remember I felt really smart when he played for a couple weeks when AR got benched, but it didn't work out too well for me. What do you think? Is he worth the 20th round pick?
I mean, I think when we're drafting him, Daniel Jones, Jalen Milroe, guys like that in the 20th round, so I don't hate it.
Yeah.
He played good in that system. Would it really surprise us if he did it again? Not really. The Colts thing didn't work out, but that's a different system.
All right.
See if he can get that magic going.
I'm going to answer this question real quick because this is kind of fun. Because, like I said, we don't have a lot of news to talk about. So, Spunky Spectrum Sports. What's the difference between training camp and summer best ball drafts? I haven't drafted at all. All right. So, this is on Underdog. It's called the Big Board. We'll use the same name, training camp. But the idea is this draft is the time box from the time it came out, which is about 3 to 4 weeks ago. But the contest will end. It will end before the NFL draft starts, which I believe is 2 Thursdays from now. Not this Thursday, and then 2 more coming up. So 3 Thursdays from now. So it'll end. And that's one of the reasons I like DraftKings is everyone's been over on Underdog. There's going to be some overlay here. For those who don't know, overlay means that, they sign the contest and they're giving out the contest with this many people, but you're only getting 80% of the contestants. So you don't have to beat as large a field as they intended, but you get the same amount of prize money. So that's, first of all, I think DraftKings is softer, but the overlay, I think, gives you another reason to venture out. I know Underdog's got the better format, right, Tyler? It's just more fun to draft. It almost reminds me of during the pandemic, I started playing poker again, right? And I like the Bet Online format better than the Bovada one. But Bovada was so much easier. I was willing to go with the worst interface and the worst user experience just to play against the worst players. So that's a week from this Thursday, huh? A week from this Thursday. So that's what, 8 days away?
Yep.
Good, man. I'm tired of arguing about whether or not Aston Genty's going to go in the top 10. So I guess, Meg, thanks, Meg. Yeah, I'm outside today. We're just drafting. But, I guess 8 more days we'll find out whether or not Aston Genty is a top 10 pick. So, Tyler, like I said, not a lot of news. Do we want to dive in? Do we want to get this draft going?
Yeah, I mean, we already got 23 people in here. We're 24 now. So we'll go ahead and dive into this draft. We'll do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. And while we're waiting for this to fill up, guys, I want to remind you guys the show is brought to you by fanspeak.com. You're on the Fanspeak YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitter /X /TikTok /Twitch, whatever you're on, please head on over to the YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Our previous goal was 500, and guess what? We hit it. And we had a really fun show. I showed up in a suit. Ask Meg. I had a little suit on. I still had a little Raiders jacket underneath. But for 1,000, that was a nice show. It was a normal show though. For 1,000, we're going for 24 hours, guys. So do your part. Help out coffee buying in America, right? There might even be some alcohol consumption going on to make it 24 hours, but help us get to 1,000 subscribers. And then we're going to have our 24-hour live stream brought to you by fanspeak.com. Fanspeak.com is football focused. It's best ball focused. That's right. If you head on over there right now, you're going to find all the articles, the previews, and you'll see Steve in the chat. Steve has been an excellent scout all year. Such a good scout that he was able to finish in the top 5 last year over on Underdog. Won a cool $50K, and it was in that time box period that I mentioned earlier, Spectrum. So it's from the time that the season ends to the day the draft starts. That's when it closes. And so Steve was able to use his knowledge of watching the college players, right, telling us to all stay away from Xavier Legette. Calls like that allowed him to take advantage. So, it's funny. Some people think that it's, degenerate to draft this early. I'm of the mindset that it's degenerate to draft late, because where's your edge then? Right now is when the mistakes are being made. Right now,
you're kind not really playing a guessing game, but you're just making bold takes. And if you hit on your takes with these early drafts, like, you're sitting good. Playing late, I mean, you could talk about the positives and the negatives of playing early. And like the negatives of playing early is you could draft all these guys and half of them could be hurt halfway through training camp.
Yeah, that's true. But I would say the best ball, this is only 6 years old, these contests.
Yeah.
The community has gotten so much sharper that most of the ADP movements are correct. And usually the only time they're not is when an injury happens, like Rashee Rice last year, right? But he went from the 80s to the 40s over the course of the summer. Yep. And it ended up being, he should have been in the 40s, right? He was a number 1. The only thing that knocked him out was the ACL. Let's see. Let's check the chat real quick. Oh, what are we here, Tyler? Number
pick 5. A new one. Our guy Steve's at pick 3. Anybody else on this board from our show? I don't see any names that I recognize. Just our guy Steve. Anybody in the chat will let us know if they're in there too.
All right. Mike Robb, always funny in the chat, says had a suit and talked about his love for Daniel Jones. And I don't even drink. I got a funny story for you, Tyler. I'll tell off the air of the actually, you know what? I can tell it on air. Yeah, this isn't illegal here. Did you know what St. Ives is, Tyler? This is where we're different age groups.
I swear I've heard of that, but I couldn't tell you what exactly it is.
It's a malt liquor, and it got really popular because Ice Cube drank it in Boys in the Hood. And he rapped about it on his first album. Anyways, they make a weed drink now. So if you catch me drinking it, it will be one of those new St. Ives. Spectrum Sports in at 107. So we'll go ahead and talk about his at the end. And where's Steve at? I'm going to go full screen here. So I'm going to get away from
number 3. Steve's going to pick.
Oh, great. So Steve's going to sit there and he's going to be,
Steve's going to snipe all of our guys.
All right. So if 5, who are we targeting here, Tyler?
Well, we would love for the board to just stay the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and fall into Justin Jefferson.
I actually even like Jefferson more than Jahmyr Gibbs so far this year. What do you think? At least for this.
Do you just not like the Detroit backfield this year? Like, you're out on Montgomery. Now you don't like Gibbs.
I like Gibbs 10 times more than Montgomery.
Well, I mean, of course, but we don't even know if J.J. McCarthy's going to be good.
Jefferson being the number 1 wide receiver is way higher than the chance of Gibbs being the number 1 running back.
Yeah, I guess so. We shall see. But as we go, Jamar Chase, of course, first off the board.
Whatever Steve takes is probably who we should have taken. All right, so
our guy Steve takes Bijan. Looks like the board's going to hold
a lot. We got another Steve here.
He took Jefferson, so we going Gibbs, or do you want to go CD?
I would rather have Gibbs than CD personally.
Let's go Gibbs. I don't think we have many Gibbs stocks.
What do you think of him?
Who, CD?
Yeah.
It all comes down to Dak. If he's playing, I mean, he's going to get a ton of stats. I mean, even for Dak being out last year, I mean, he still had some great games. Like, look at these numbers, 13, 19, 23. A bad game at 11, 16, 42, 16, 18, 16, 21, 29, 20. Those last 3 games, Dak was out.
And sometimes when a starter goes out, the number 1 guy ends up benefiting.
Yeah, they just help.
If I'm Cooper Rush or the backup, like, why would I not just throw it to the best guy? Like,
yeah, you just throw it at the best guy.
And the best guy's not going to get mad at me. So sometimes that even helps. So CD does have the edge there. I just he's another year older, and I don't know. I'm not as high on that offense this year. I just worry that they can't stay on the field. this vaunted Dallas Cowboys offensive line is no longer there. It's not like that they're terrible, but they're definitely like mediocre, middle of the pack. We'll see what they do to address the running game, but this just doesn't seem like a high level offense to me, like it was in the past. Now, maybe when the schedule comes out, if they have this beautiful playoff schedule where they're inside for all 3 games, hey, okay, now I might be a little more interested in Dallas, but what if they're in like Philadelphia and New York for their last couple? And I know that New York might not even have that good a defense, but if it's, in December, you could be playing in terrible weather. So I'm going to wait on CD until I actually see the schedule. For this contest, I'm fine kind of just staying away from him.
Okay, I could agree with some of that. So we're up in 4 picks.
All right, let's switch back to the board and start plotting our strategy because Steve can't snipe us on this one, although Spectrum could, right? So, all right. Let's see. Well, it feels like we have these conversations every week. I like A-Chain the best here, but we already have 1 running back. Maybe we should look for a wide receiver or a quarterback.
If we're taking a wideout, we have to take McConkey.
Yeah, I hate that, but I think you're right.
I don't hate it, but I'm not taking T. Higgins. I'm not taking Tyreek Hill.
I would take Tyreek Hill.
Now we might be falling into the Josh Allen or the Lamar Jackson thing.
I'm fine with Taylor, Jackson, or Allen.
You know what? We'll do it a little different this time. We'll double up the running backs.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Let's assume Daniel Jones did start there. Do you think that helps or hurts Taylor? Or do you think
I think it helps him a little bit. The thing about that quarterback situation is like both quarterbacks have legs, so they're going to want to run. And that helps out the running back. I think Daniel Jones passing being better than Anthony Richardson helps out the running game more because now they can't just load up. So I think Daniel Jones helps out a little bit more.
This is a good question, man. I don't know if I can answer it because I'm so emotional about this because I do not want it to happen. But Mike Robb, it's a good question. If Genty was a Raider, what percentage do you want him drafted by the end of the summer? So you don't need to give a percentage, Tyler, but just break down. If Genty did go to the Raiders, would you be higher or lower on him than right now in the vacuum where he doesn't know where he's going?
Probably lower. I mean, he's going to get all the work if he goes to the Raiders, so you could just see him being just a volume guy.
Yeah.
But I'm still not sold on him being this like elite running back that everyone is penciling him in to be.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't seem like a situation to be a bell cow running back either. Like Geno's going to throw the ball. So it'll be tough.
Yeah.
I really think there's a pathway where the Raiders trade back to 9 and let the Bears come up and take Genty at 6 and accumulate another few draft picks.
I wouldn't be against that at all. I don't know if the difference between 6 and 9 is that much different unless Shador's on the board. I'd really want Sanders. If I had Genty, I want him to go. I want him to drop in the draft, and I want.
Do we want to go Tyreek or do we want to go Scary Terry? I don't want JSN.
I want Tyreek.
Oh, I feel like this could be such a bad pick.
Yeah. I'm going to be right back, Tyler. My cat's meowing at me.
Cat's meowing at him from the house. Meg says she'll be very high on Genty if it's any of most likely teams, Raiders, Bears, Cowboys. I think the Bears is the best spot for him. I mean, we talk about these teams having an quote-unquote embarrassment of wealth and being able to just load up on the running back spot. Yeah, the Bears didn't have the best season, but the spots they were lacking were offensive line, a little bit of the tight end spot. Kmet was a little hit or miss. But really, it was the offensive line, a second running back behind Swift. They were able to patch the line together with trades in the free agency. The defense is already good. You add Genty to that offense, it could be a real powerhouse behind the new offensive line, plus Ben Johnson. So I think the Bears should go up and get Genty at 6. But I'm not sure what it would cost to get them up to 6. But I think that's a trade we could see happening. Spectrum says the Bears would be crazy with Genty as the running back number 1. I agree. I think the Bears can take a massive jump this year. I think there's a possibility that Detroit takes a step back, losing both coordinators. I think there's a possibility Green Bay takes a step back because they didn't seem to have made many adjustments at all. Minnesota's definitely taking a step back. Kind of leaves the Bears to take the step forward in that division.
Tyler, a true fan. I got a silver and black cat.
There we go.
All right.
So we're up in 4. Probably going to target a wide receiver.
Give me some DJ Moore, baby. I don't think
we got to cross our fingers. He
We're
falls.
going to end up with Devontae Smith again, huh?
Or Zay Flowers.
Who would you rather have? I would rather have Devontae, but we've done that every single time. So
I'd rather have Zay. Zay's the number 1 for sure in Baltimore.
That's true.
Like, I would take Zay Flowers every time over Jameson Williams.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, don't get me wrong, Jameson Williams is going to have big games, but I know Zay Flowers is just a higher floor, and it could also spike week. And when Jameis doesn't have a good game, he gives you like a 4. So I don't want to draft him ahead of wide receiver 1s.
Yeah, I'm just seeing. I'm seeing all the chats. I kind of agree there about Genty and the Bears. I as a best ball player, I think he would be better as a Bear than a Raider. I guess my only concern there would be the weather. You know, the good thing about the Raiders is most likely we'll be inside for the. I guess we could be in Denver. So, Omega King says Zay and DVS are such messes on DK.
Yeah. Devontae Smith. So our guy Steve went Bijan, Trey McBride, Josh Allen. He went JMO, which I don't hate, but I just couldn't take him ahead of Zay.
Yeah, I wish we could have got some more DJ Moore shares. I think he's gonna have a great year.
He went one pick too early for us. Our guy Felix is in the chat. Najee time.
Najee time.
At least I know my team's not going to get crushed if I draft them.
Yeah, that's I messaged him today. I said now I can take Najee Harris with no repercussions.
We already have 2 running backs. Like we probably need to draft like a Godwin, Sutton, Rome.
Who do you want here?
Godwin.
Really? I kind of wanted Sutton. I don't want Godwin. I'd rather have any other wide receiver on our screen right now.
You're crazy.
Bro, didn't we already talked about this with his foot being backwards?
I still think he'll be fine. It's 2025.
All right. We should just take Najee.
It's 2025. The dude doesn't run long routes. He's all underneath. He's still going to be a PPR machine. He went to pick for us anyway.
Okay, thank God. I did not want him.
Sutton or Dunze?
Najee.
I guess we're just playing 2005 fantasy now.
Bro.
Our wide receiver 3 is going to be like Ricky Pershall.
Bro, you know what we're doing, right? Every rookie wide receiver on the board.
You're killing me.
We were hoping for a big year from Tet McMillan. Give me some Luther Burden. Give me some Matthew Golden. We in this breakout time. Felix, it's Najee time. Love to see it. Mike Robb says Bears are such a good team. Bounce back after last year's hype and everyone finally doubting. Don't you? I think so too, Tyler. Don't you think that we were all a year early on the Bears?
Yeah. Now they have the right coach in the system. They're going to be good.
Yeah, I think they could be pretty good. And I'll be interested to see how much do you think the Lions will fall off losing not one but both coordinators?
It's going to be very interesting because Dan Campbell is not – he's a good motivator is what I'll say.
Yeah. No, he's a great head coach, but
what happens when the 2 guys that were running the highest powered offense in the league and one of the best defenses both leave you? Like, yeah, it's going to be a wake up call.
Yeah, I'd agree there. So, all right, let's go. All right. Hopefully McMillan's he won't be there. We got some good options. I'll take any of these wide receivers. I just sucks that we can't draft Travion Henderson. But I'll take McMillan, Jennings. These are all fine for number 3s. Waddle. Addison, these are fine. Judy?
Waddle and Addison are just so boomer bust. If they don't do anything, they're getting you like a 1. You also got to remember, we have to start.
You want Jennings?
Yeah, we're taking Jennings.
All right. What if he's gone?
He's not.
If he was gone, who would you have taken?
Jacoby Myers.
Really? All right, let's go back.
Because in my head, we only have 2 wide receivers right now. Tyreek Hill was a donation.
What? You don't think he's going to play a lot this year?
Man, he sucked last year.
I mean, wasn't he playing with like
a broken hand? So what does that do to your speed? He lost his speed. He's getting old. When guys lose their speed like that, he's not going to be good.
I mean, usually after
he had 1 game over 25 last year. Like, come on,
yeah.
2. He had 2. One of them was against Jacksonville.
I know, and I went so high on him last year. I had so many Tyreek and Tua.
He's done. He's washed. It's over. Now we got to draft concussion boy to throw him the ball for 3 weeks. All right, who are we looking at now? I don't want Cup. I would take Judy, Diggs, or Pickens. What Diggs?
Yeah, he should be a target monster, right?
Yeah, I mean, Drake May should just pelt him with the ball.
Yeah, so we're going to be kind of opposite here since we got so many running backs early. We're just, it's going to be the anti-rookie running back one. So that'll be kind of fun.
Get back up the big board. Check out our guy Steve's team. Bijan, Trey McBride, Josh Allen, J-Mo, Alvin Kamara, Ricky Pershall, and Khalil Shakir. He's got a little bit of a Buffalo correlation going already.
Yeah.
I like the way that team's building out. Our guy, where is he? Spectrum Sports. Which pick was he in? Was he in the 7th?
He's 7. He's 2 behind us.
Okay. So, yeah. We got CD, the A-Chain, Scary Terry. He took DJ Moore. He took Roma Dunze. He took Travion. He took Jalen Warren. If I was a bet man, which I am, I'd bet he's taking Caleb Williams at 90 spread.
Hey, go back. I like his team, man. Go back to that team. That looks like something I would draft. He must have been watching these shows.
No, it's got too many active players. You'd have rookies in here. He only has 1 rookie.
No, but he's got A-Chain. I love him. DJ Moore, I love him. And he's got a rookie running back. The only ones I don't really like are I'm not big on Jalen Warren, and we talked about CD earlier, but I mean, that's not the craziest. Meg wants us to take Travis Hunter. I'm not against that. Here's a good question from if the season was to play out 10 times, how many of those would Caleb Williams outscore Jaden Daniels? I say 4. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, probably. It might be even. It might be right around 5. We're on the board, though, so do we want to go and get a tight end now? Do we want to get another wide receiver?
Egbuka. Or Tyler Warren?
No, we're getting some differentiation now.
What? We can't have
you already got the Tyreek Hill pick in.
Tyler Warren?
You already got the Tyreek Hill pick, and we're not taking Tyler Warren.
Yeah, you think Tyler should stick together?
Every one of my fantasy teams is going to have goddamn Tyler Warren on it because of you.
Yeah, I know. And then you're going to be real happy at the end of the year when you're like, wow, Brock Bowers.
Or I'm going to be like, spread, I need some money because you burned all my DK entries on Tyler Warren.
All right, that's fair. If he, I'll send you some if he's less than tight end 11.
That is a huge. He can kill my team at tight end 8.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. I think tight end 8, he'll be fine. He might still be on the board, Tyler. We got to do it.
Nope.
Start looking at other rookies to distract me. We don't have a quarterback yet either. Should we be looking at that? You want to do a Purdy with Jennings?
I don't hate that. It'd be Purdy, and then Tua doesn't come off for another couple rounds.
We don't want Tua. I mean, we do, but we don't.
I want the correlation knowledge.
Tyreek might get traded, though. You don't think he gets traded?
No, I mean, maybe, but I want some kind of correlation with Tyreek Hill since we have him.
If he did get traded, where would you want to see him besides Kansas City?
Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, we've already had this conversation. It feels like we're having a lot of the same conversation. We should argue about Genty again.
We should argue about where your boy Tyler Warren's going to end up at.
New York. No. Is that what they're saying?
So you want me drafting a tight end that is going to be getting the ball thrown to him by Justin Fields, and you want to load up the entire portfolio on him? Great idea.
Maybe it was New Orleans. I can't remember. I knew I had a good spot for him.
New Orleans is more than likely drafting Shador.
Pardon?
New Orleans is more.
I think we're drafting Shador.
I don't think so. We're taking Purdy.
All right, cool. All right, let's go check the chat and see if they've mentioned all the funny stuff we've said. How would Warren be with the Chargers? Excellent.
Yeah, that would be the spot, but he's not going to fall.
I just can't see Harbaugh and those group using it on a skill position. I think all his first round picks are going to be trenches for the rest of his life.
Yeah, could see that.
Oh, Colts. That was another good one. Oh, Omega King supporting me. Finally, I get some love from the chat. Usually the chat is Team Tyler, but he brings up a great point. Komet was good with Fields, Tyler.
Let's look back and see who his wide receivers were in that time, though. I guarantee Garrett Wilson is miles and miles ahead of anyone that was on that field for the Bears.
You think that he's better than Chase Claypool?
Yes.
Oh, what a steal. Do you remember when the Steelers got like a second rounder for him? What a steal.
Then they gave us Fields for literally nothing.
Yeah. Oh, DJ Moore did have a good year that year, though. That's a good point, Meg.
I thought he showed up the year afterwards, but I could be wrong.
No, there was one year they overlapped.
All right, so we're adding in the Jets factor to Justin Fields and a tight end.
So of course, dude, this guy, I want some of the Spectrum's team, dude. This looks like I drafted it. Tyler Warren, love it. Steve took Christian Kirk. Tyler, what do you think of him?
I like it. I mean, he's gonna be the slot. He's gonna be the wide receiver too in Houston. Like they need another guy. So
yeah, I guess that's true, huh?
I do not hate it.
Throwing a lot, and I think the offense is gonna be pretty good. Plus, it's an easy division. So, all right, where are we going next? What are we looking at? We're kind of balanced now, right? We can get
probably need a running back.
Can we get Burden if he's on the board?
I don't hate it.
Let's do Burden if he's on the board. If not, let's do Tucker Kraft or Evan Ingram. Or we could just go Jordan Love. I mean,
we have no correlation there. We're getting Tua as our second quarterback.
I don't want to. Did he get taken?
Who was the guy we were eyeing up? Burden's gone.
Yeah, okay. What do you think then? I think we should go Tucker Kraft or Evan Ingram.
We'll go Evan Ingram.
Okay.
Sean Payton's always loved his tight ends.
Yeah. And if you took out last year, like 2 years ago, he was really good.
Yeah, and he pulled that hammy before a game last year, and he never looked the same again.
Right.
So we're up again in 7. Would love to see Swift slide here to us, but I don't think he will.
I wouldn't. I hope he doesn't. If Jordan Love is still on the board, I'm going to be pissed we didn't take Tucker Kraft.
This guy's not taking him. He's already got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go to the next pick after this, he's not going to go. Because Steve's not going to take a 3rd quarterback.
We should have taken Tucker Kraft. All right. Who did Steve just take?
Steve took Rashid
Shaheed,
Shaheed.
what do you think of him? He was pretty good for the first 2 weeks that he actually played.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be out there, he's going to be boom or bust. He's like J-Mo, so he's gonna get you a bunch of points certain weeks, and other weeks he's going to get you duds. So in the 10th round, I don't hate it. I like him better than Marvin Mims, who want to pick afterwards. I like him better than Thielen. All right, we are on the board. Tucker Kraft went to pick before us, so
we could have got bro. Let's just take Jordan Love and backstack.
Why not take Drake May? We have Stephon Diggs.
Fine.
Got correlate spread. You got me too worried about these rookies, and I got to dodge them and keep pushing them away.
Thank God DeAndre Swift got drafted. I did not want to have that argument. All right, I'm gonna head back to the chat because we got
what as our RB4 with pass catching potential. Let's not forget who was drafting Jaleel McLaughlin all last summer.
Oh no! Don't remind me. Wow! No way.
What do we got?
Both Steve and Meg agree.
Yeah, I mean, May's got the rushing upside. We have Diggs, who's going to be his main target. We could get Hunter Henry late as our second tight end. Correlation. I like that.
We can do the same thing that I did last year. Let's take Jalen Polk with our 20th pick.
Okay. Do we want our third quarterback right now? I mean, never mind. He just went.
Who, Tua?
Yeah, it would have been Tua.
No, let's not worry about third quarterback. I think we're pretty good.
I want our fourth
I think we should
right
load
here.
up our rookies now. The same one we always get, Higgins.
No, we need a running back. We only have 3. We have 5 wide receivers. We need either Rashad White, Jerome Ford.
What about Tootin?
I have no idea what kind of role Tootin's in, and I don't know much about him.
He could be good.
Could be good. Could be a running back 3 that never sees the field. And now we're stuck with them because they went back to back. Great.
Let's go, Tootin.
Draft some guy named Bayshore.
I bet you Steve's gonna tell us that was a good pick in the chat.
I would so much rather have Rashad White, who is a Bucky Irving injury away from being the main guy in Tampa Bay.
But he's not that good.
I mean, he can catch the ball. He's gonna put up points if he gets the time. Well, double digits in their spread, average 12 fantasy points per game last year as RB2.
Yeah, no, I know. Rashawn, he was someone that I really liked last year. I did not think Irving was going to take that job. I thought that if he lost it, it was going to be through injury, but it looks like he actually lost it through his play on the field. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Steve doesn't like the Tootin pick. All right.
See?
Can't win them all. All right, where are we targeting now? Another running back since we screwed that up?
Yeah, probably.
Dowdle.
Yeah, probably our guy Doodle.
I'm down.
He's another guy. But Chuba Hubbard knee injury away from having the entire backfield to himself.
I think the Dowdle's better than Chuba Hubbard.
I think he is too.
Yeah.
But they paid Chuba, so they're going to run him. And he's not the healthiest guy.
It could be a 60-40. I don't, and just because they paid him, I don't think that he's going to be.
That's the other thing too. Yeah, you could be right. It could be a 60-40. So
yeah. All right, and for where they're at, I mean, they're going to have to score touchdowns, so he could get in there 10 carries and some red zone looks. So, all right. Oh, Dylan Sampson. Should have taken him.
All right, so we're at 2-5-5-1. Steve's now.
Omega King, do you disagree with us? He says, calm down there, boys. Do you disagree with us about Dowdle being better than Chuba?
I think they're if he's not better, they are very close to being equal.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Chuba's being drafted in what? He's way up here. 5th round.
Yeah.
$250, $1,200. And what did he put up?
So
Dowdle had 15 less carries and only had about 100 less yards.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, Chuba had the 11 touchdowns to Dowdle's 5, but that was in a much worse situation last year with Dallas.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hold on, I got to see what animal that is. My cat's out here.
Got to see what animal that is. Spread's going to get attacked by Bigfoot in the background of this best ball draft. So we're up in 4, and it looks like I am alone on this pick. So let's see what we need. Probably need to start targeting the tight end spot. When's our guy Hunter Henry? 180. So we'll queue him up.
It was just a squirrel. I was worried it was a turkey.
She could have took the turkey.
What's up?
She could have took the turkey.
I'll be interested to see what happens.
Third quarterback right here, Spread.
Yeah, get over here. Don't mess with them squirrels. No, we don't want a third quarterback.
Sure you don't want that guy.
No.
Sure you don't want that guy at number 166?
Oh, no. Keep scrolling. We want a rookie.
I'll take Devin Neal.
All right. Or shoot Hunter Henry. We don't want to reach, though, right?
I mean, he'll be there next round. Should be.
Do you want to take the Raiders franchise quarterback, Shedeur Sanders?
He might be the Steelers franchise quarterback.
There's no way that he falls that far.
It could happen, Spread.
Dude, how do some people think that like Shedeur falls to 21, and then other people will say that 3 quarterbacks go in the top 10 with Jackson Dart going to New Orleans?
I think some people are just out there making bold takes. I just don't think you guys take him. You're not going to sit him on the bench for 2 years. If the Giants don't take him, which they signed 2 quarterbacks, that should indicate they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Where else is he going to go? Other than the Saints.
Someone can trade up.
I don't think anyone moved. I don't think people are going to spend the capital to move up to get him. I don't think they like him. I don't see
why not.
Much.
Like, what could you not like about his tape?
It's just the price you're going to have to pay to come up and get him.
Yeah, that's true.
Or we're going to take Hunter Henry with this next one.
Omega King, there's no way that Jalen Milroe goes ahead of Shedeur Sanders. If we would have had Jordan Love, we could have grabbed Dontavian Wicks right now.
We got Drake May, though.
How many times do we have? Do we want straight? Oh, okay, never mind. We got to.
No, we wanted Hunter Henry. I got to use the bathroom real quick.
All right, I'll go ahead and talk for a while. All right. I should have had him go to the main board. Let me give you guys some more. Let me talk to the chat real quick. Omega King says he got invited to the draft, so there's a slim chance. Yep, you're right. I'd say a slim chance. Chad Candle says I just did a DK draft and Jamar Chase win it number 5. Yeah, that is pretty wild. Who went ahead of him? Let me guess. Bijan, Saquon, Jameer, and JJ? Justin Jefferson? Interesting. Meg says, I was shocked that Milroe's going to the draft. Must be getting decent capital. I'm surprised.
Well, just play this hypothetical out in your head. Like if 3 quarterbacks do go in the top 10, Jalen Milroe might be a back-end first-round pick.
And well, the other thing is, it's not like Aaron Rodgers where he could have potentially gone number 1 and he sits there for another 23 picks, right? Nobody's expecting him to go high.
No, I think the highest people are expecting Milroe to go is like early second.
Yeah, so it's not like they're going to cut to him, if he doesn't get picked after each pick, especially the first 10. They're not even speaking of him. So might as well go. I think it'll be a good experience. I think it just sucks when you're expected to go like top 5 and then you're sitting there, right?
You know who should honestly draft Jalen Milroe?
Pittsburgh.
The Giants.
No, that's all right. That's a good answer, yeah.
And it's literally they would have to do this, but they would have to ensure that Brian Daboll's not fired at the end of the year, because Brian Daboll is one of the coaches that was key in turning Josh Allen into a passer in the NFL. Let's not forget Josh Allen came in the NFL not being able to throw the ball really.
Yeah.
Very similar to Jalen Milroe coming out of Alabama. I think Brian Dable can make him into a stud.
Yeah, I agree.
We're up in 2, though. Our guy Spectrum's on right now.
Let's head back.
Let's see. We're 2-6-5-2, so we can go whatever way we want here.
Yeah. So we'll just get a rookie.
I want Almanor if he's here.
All right.
I think he can kind of fit into some of these like Jameson Williams, Rashid Shaheed roles of being a big play guy. Colts should take Milroe so they can just rotate bad quarterbacks into the same offense as you.
It's a good comment, Chad. The Spider-Man meme says they would all just be pointing at each other.
Gotta love it.
Wait. There's a story in the chat that Meg punched somebody out during a redraft league. What happened? Oh, it says, when you get an individual message from Meg or Steve, which one makes you panic more? Andrew said it was Meg because he saw her punch out a dude for drafting 3 straight QBs in a redraft league. That's like the show that Justin and Andrew did a couple weeks ago where they're hoping it doesn't get thrown out, and I'm like the guy's like 5th quarterback in a row for his top.
Or our draft from last week where all we did was pick 2 teams out and just talk crap on them the entire show.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah.
So we are up in 4 picks. Any which way we want to go.
Spunky, I love your team. Huh. I'm surprised he doesn't like it.
I like his draft. I like his draft a lot.
I think he did a great draft, but it's probably because he drafted all the players that I always tout on here. All right, so we can go wherever we want still, right?
Let's go rookie.
Who?
Shador.
No.
I mean, now I want to draft the rookie and spreads all out.
Well, I want to draft like Ollie Gordon or position. We can do Shador. Let's do Shador. F it.
We have no Shador.
We just grabbed a Raiders quarterback. Wonderful. Milroe might be good in a couple years. Yeah, I think Milroe could be pretty good, Steve. He's got the good skill set. He's just so raw, right?
Let's check out Steve's team from round 11 till now, because we've read everything up to the Shaheed pick. So then he went Thielen, Goddard, more Buffalo correlation with Keon Coleman, Bryce Young, J.K. Dobbins, Damian Martinez, Austin Eckler.
Dude, he's got a good mix there of, like just swings for the fence, like Martinez and Dobbins, right? I mean, those are boom or bust picks. And then Eckler, I think, especially on DK, pretty safe. I think you can know.
I think the only thing that screws you there is if Washington grabs a running back in the draft and they want to use him quickly.
Yeah, I just think that unless it's a first-round pick, Eckler's still going to have 3 or 4 weeks where he's going to have those good numbers, right?
Yeah, and then we'll talk about Spectrum Sports. We'll start off where he took Tyler Warren, and then he went Luther Burden.
Love it.
He went Dak, Jerome Ford, Jake Ferguson for some correlation.
Yeah.
RJ Harvey, who's a slept-on running back coming out.
Yeah.
Strange, tight end out of Jacksonville. Tolbert, more Dallas
pretty underrated. I think Strange has a good. I mean, he might not be that good, but of all the tight ends in that range, he's to me got the breakout potential.
And he got some Ollie Gordon in his last pick. So
I don't really like Tolbert that much, but I guess if you have Dak, you kind of have to. But
what do we think of this 4 quarterback team in the 12 slot going?
I mean,
JJ in the 11th
teams, do we?
T-Law in the 13th, Geno in the 14th, and then in the 15th round, they took AR. They went 4 straight. I guess
if we're going to draft Anthony Richardson, you need 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I guess. But he was the last one. I mean, JJ McCarthy, too. Like, are we really sure he's going to be – like, they say he's going to be the guy, but –
Did he have Addison or something? Because I know he doesn't have Jefferson.
Who, McCarthy?
Yeah. No, the guy that drafted McCarthy.
Oh, no. And let me go back and see because we were getting ready.
Yeah, Jordan Addison or Hawkinson or something? Why? I don't know.
Nothing. Nothing to correlate with JJ.
I think his first 2 picks are pretty good, though, right?
I think his first 5 are solid. His first 6 are solid.
Yeah.
Even his first 7. Actually, I like the dude's draft.
That's pretty good.
I like the dude's draft down to round 10. And then he lost me once these quarterbacks started to come in.
But at least he's got 4 shots at it each week.
Yeah, he did give himself 4 cracks at it, but it looked like he was building something nice, and then the quarterbacks just ran out, and I didn't like that. We're on the board now.
Beck.
Do we want to go Beck or Beach, whatever his name is? Yeah. Or do we want to just take our boy Restrepo? Where's he at?
No, not Restrepo yet. If we don't take a Beck,
we'll take Beck.
If we don't take a rookie, let's take
We took Beach or Beck. We didn't have much time.
Who's on the board that I think is okay? Scroll down just a little bit.
Well, now we're gonna need running back or tight end.
Oh, I think Tutu Atwell's not that bad this year.
We don't need.
I know Devontae's there, but if either of those guys miss time, and they both missed time last year, that he'll spike in there.
Okay, so you want to get an 8th wide receiver then?
No, I was just pointing him out that I think in this range he's a good pick just for the people watching the show. Like I would not be afraid of Tutu Atwell.
I like Marshawn Lloyd as our last running back, and for our last tight end, I would want Noah Gray.
My cat's sitting on the laptop. Thank God. She's like sitting on my keys. She just jumped off.
Marshawn Lloyd just went, so he will not be our 7th running back.
All right. Let's see. Omega says the Raiders are definitely not taking a QB. The Geno disrespect. Omega, what has Tom Brady said in multiple interviews? That he does not think that rookie quarterbacks should be thrown into the fire. And that he thinks that more quarterbacks would benefit from doing the same thing that he did under Drew Bledsoe and taking some time to learn. If he really believes that, then having Geno play go ahead. Even having Geno play for 2 years is worth it to him because he's not interested in maximizing this rookie window like other general managers. He's into it for proper quarterback development. The other thing is Brady worked with Sanders. He's like signed to him. I think he was part of the NIL was TB12 endorsements. They've specifically talked about it. And look at Sanders. All the downgrades on him seem to be either attitude, okay, fine, or lack of athleticism. But the guy sits in the pocket and throws darts. He's got excellent footwork and he's got excellent mechanics. That seems like something that Brady would be in for. So we disagree there, Omega. We disagree. Geno got an extension, but I don't think that Brady and Pete Carroll would mind at all letting Sanders sit for 2 years. I just don't. I
don't think they would mind it. I think it's more so of the media. Like Geno plays bad. We want Shador. You're just going to deal with that every week.
Okay, cool. Then the pressure's on Geno. But do you think Brady's going to shy away from that? Do you think Pete Carroll, who always says competition, it doesn't matter. You could be an all-pro Pro Bowler. He says you have to compete for your spot every training camp. I don't think the group would be against that. Steve says, I think B-Rob is more at risk than Eckler. Chad says McNichol is sniping B-Rob at the end of the season. I think he's in extreme danger. Yeah, I mean, Brian Robinson's such a good story, but at the end of the day, he just doesn't have like the elite athleticism that's going to just make you hitch your wagon to him, right? He's just, if he's hot, you're going to go with him, and if he's not, you got no problem putting him on the bench.
I agree there.
I think someone like A-Chain, even if they're struggling, right, you just know he's got that home run potential, so you might keep feeding him. Well, Robinson, he gets a couple bad carries.
I think this would hurt Eckler a lot, would be Henderson coming into Washington at 29.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's going to take away the pass catching from him. It's all going to go to Henderson at that point, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that would be a great pick if they're able to do it. My only concern for Washington is if I'm Washington, I would be trying to draft defense. I think that offense is going to be damn good no matter who they draft.
I think you need one more weapon.
Debo, McLaurin, you don't think the combination of Robinson and Eckler in like a 3rd or 4th round pick?
I think you need one more solid weapon.
All right. We'll see what they decide to do. If I was a Commanders fan, I'd be wanting some defense.
Unless Debo snaps back to what he was when they were on those Super Bowl runs.
He might, dude.
That would be the only way I could go, okay, they don't need another weapon and what they have is fine.
Yeah.
But I think they need one more. And we're up in 2 picks to make this last pick. It's going to be a running back.
No. Who we said we wanted who was going to be our last pick? Dang it, we said it earlier.
Polk?
Oh, Jalen Polk. Yeah, let's take Jalen Polk.
Is he not here?
Did someone take him? I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, he probably got taken.
I see Malachi Polk.
Yeah, he probably got taken. All right, we got to be quick then. Whoever you want, I don't care.
Running back Elijah Mitchell, Kansas City.
All right. Henderson to the Broncos.
Is this dude just like not in the NFL anymore?
Who? No, Polk had to have got drafted. Go to our big board. I bet you he got taken in like round 17. We probably screwed around and waited too long.
Let's see. Now it's searching and hunting for Jalen Polk.
No, let's look, and then we'll go over the teams. But everyone knows that he got Spectrum. Bro, wow. Are you a Najee Harris fan too? Shades of Felix Castro. Dang, my voice is echoing. Unbelievable. All right, let's go over these teams.
You can pull back up, scroll back up to the top. We go over Steve's first.
All right.
Bijan, Trey McBride, Josh Allen, J-Mo, Kamara, Ricky Pershall, Shakir, Kyler Murray, Christian Kirk, Rashid Shaheed, Thielen, Goddard, Coleman, Bryce Young, J.K. Dobbins, Damian Martinez, Eckler, Will Shipley, Khalil Herbert, and MVS.
I mean, once again, you just got to hand it to Steve. It's a great mix of solid floor players mixed with boomer bust high upside.
Yep. And then our guy Spectrum team.
I loved his draft until he stole Jalen Polk. Come on, man. You didn't have Drake May. Why would you do that to us?
So he got CD, A-Chain, McLaurin, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze. I love having that combo from Chicago. Henderson, Jalen Warren. Got the Caleb Williams to go with that stack. Tyler Warren, Burden, Prescott, Jerome Ford, Jake Ferguson, RJ Harvey, Strange, Tolbert, Gordon, Mike Williams. He took our guy Restrepo and Polk.
Bro.
Solid team. I love that team.
We'll call him Sniper Spectrum Sports.
The one slight thing I would possibly change, just because I think Genty ends up on the Bears anyway.
No Jalen Warren.
Well, no, I would just I love CeeDee Lamb. I think he's going to put up stats. But if his whole plan was to build this Bear stack from 4 to round 8,
yeah.
If he'd have took Genty in the first round and fell into that Bear stack, he might have had their whole offense.
Yeah, good point. And if Genty ends up on the Bears, I think his ADP moves up.
Yeah, I think because he goes like 13. I think him getting picked 8, if he's on the Bears, his ADP's up to around 8.
Yeah. All right. Mike Robb says we are definitely in the top 3 fans.
At least we made the top 3 spread.
All right. On that note, we'll be back next week. Tyler, next week while we're drafting, let's mix in some draft props.
Okay.
So we'll next week, 6 p.m. Eastern, and not only are we going to discuss, our draft and boy, it'll be our last big board draft or training camp draft of the year. So yep. That'll be a lot of fun, and we're going to go over some draft props too. So guys, really fun chat today. Bring your draft props next week, and we can most likely we'll tell you they're good, but we can make fun of them too if you're one of the people sniping us the whole time. No, yeah, it's the last DK draft before the NFL draft next Tuesday. Tyler, final words.
Yeah, final words. It's been fun drafting these summer teams. I mean, I got to dodge, duck, and weave all these rookies spread tries to throw at me while we're doing the draft, but we get them in still, so we just can't overdraft them. We're going to win this thing, so it's going to be fun. If we don't draft the winner next week, we already got it drafted, so let's have some fun.
Fanspeak.com.